You can probably understand why anyone guaranteeing the bond for embattled and indicted Congressman George Santos might not want their names made public. It's actually hard to imagine who exactly these people even are and why they would do it. But now a judge ordering that their names be made public. U.S. Magistrate Judge Ann Shields ruling late today that the identities of those who guaranteed his $500,000 bail bond last month will be released. The Republican congressman from New York has pled not guilty to 13 federal charges, including 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, theft of public funds, and 2 counts of making materially false statements to the House of Representatives. Now, Santos fought so hard against releasing the names of these benefactors that he said he'd rather go to jail than have the names released. He's been given until Friday to appeal the ruling, but if he loses, is there anything else he can do to stop the release of the names? Joining us now, Robert Schalk, former prosecutor in Nassau County, who is now a criminal defense attorney. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. You ever seen anything like this?
I've been doing this for 20 years, 5 as a homicide prosecutor, 15 as a defense attorney. I have never seen a fight over the release of the surety's information. I've never seen a case where the media has ever requested of it, but I think you can see why, because it involves George Santos, why the media is requesting it, why there is such a fascination with who, as you said, would even put the money up and subject themselves to the potential ridicule, cancel culture, have their lives dug through, et cetera, being talked about on the nightly news. So you can see why this is fascinating to many people.
He says he wants to give time to the people who provided the funds to effectively withdraw. Can he do that?
Yes, they're asking for the individuals to be able to withdraw as sureties. Anytime you post cash or collateral as a surety in a criminal matter, you can go back to court at any time while the case is pending and petition the court to withdraw as a surety for a specific defendant, and the judge can grant that application. And if the judge does, that means the defendant, in this case, Mr. Santos, would have his bond or his bail revoked. He would be placed back in custody until new sureties agreed to sign on his behalf, which I think you would agree. If it's revoked here because sureties withdraw, I don't see many people being willing to put the money up to rebail him out.
So you think that's a real possibility?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, right? I mean, it's kind of astonishing when you think about it, but it is bizarre to think about who the people would be who had the money to put up to support George Santos, considering everything else that we've learned about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's $500,000 in collateral or cash. You're going to potentially, obviously, have your name given over to the press. In today's climate of cancel culture, the internet, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media apps, these people's lives are going to be combed through. You could see why I think Santos's lawyers were concerned, because, again, you have to view it through the lens, if you're Santos's lawyer, of getting him a fair trial. Yeah. Is this now going to potentially distort or distract a potential jury pool if he's going to go all the way and select a jury and defend himself?
But you have to wonder, if it's not a close relative of his, right, who would have the motivation to want to put up that money for him at this point?
I mean, obviously, political allies is the only answer that I can come up with. There's people within his own party who are looking to protect him at all costs, protect his seat in the House of Representatives. That's the only answer that you can circle back to.
Yeah. All right, Robert Schalk, thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.